happiest hour. The happiest hour. I'm so excited to have you join me again today. Wherever you are in the world, wherever you are in your life, wherever you are, we're here. We're at the happiest hour. Hopefully you got a drink in your hand. Bonsoir tout le monde. Bonsoir mes amis. Partout le monde. Bienvenue à l'heure de l'happy. Le meilleur happy hour. Every day, Tuesday through Friday, we do this show, of course, during the pandemic. But brought up by my good buddy who's on the show, Lancey Joe. He and I started this whole deal, and we're gonna have a great guest on the show today. We got Hobert Thompson. I'm so excited. The star and creator of Hey Hobert. And I just want to say, we're here Tuesday through Friday. You can join us with a drink in your hand, with a teeny tiny little pen pal made for kids, hard cider made for children. Not true, but there it is. It's a tiny can. Anyway, we're here at 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, and 11:30 GMT. Lancey Joe, welcome to the show. Welcome to your show. Welcome to our show. Lausanne, thé de glace.
Yeah, how come during one of those parts I had to turn on subtitles during the happiest hour?
Yeah, I know. Well, as you know, big fan of the show, Rachel Rossina asked me to do French. She was like, please speak French to me on the show. It's not a very good impression of her accent, actually. She has a very lovely accent. She works in hospitality, which, so far as I understand, is maybe going to open again in the UK in not too long, according to Boris Johnson. But that's neither here nor there. She asked me to speak some French, and I said, pourquoi pas? Je peux parler en français un petit peu, parce que j'ai des amis par tout le monde, et puis un petit peu des amis qui parlent français.
Un fil de papier.
What?
Do you know what that is? Un fil de papier?
Un fil de papier? Bill? Like a piece of paper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Feuille de papier.
That's the one I know.
Portefeuille. Literally paper port. Like paper port is what people call a wallet. Portefeuille. It's your leaf. Feuille literally means leaf. It's where we get the word foliage. And that's the lesson for today, kids.
Aluminum leaf. Aluminum foil.
Feuille d'aluminium. Andrew Lawson, I just wanted to say, another super fan of the show. Feeling good, feeling fine, messaged me. He tried calling me today, but unfortunately I was in a bunch of meetings during my day job. My travail de jour.
Yeah, Andrew, don't feel bad. Even I can't talk on the phone with Brendon. That's why I had to start a show with him so I could communicate.
It's the only way you could get some time, man. Let me turn that light on. It's sunny here in the Midwest, in les États-Unis. It's a little bit sunny actually, but it's quite cold out. Have you been outside? Have you been outside at all besides maybe going to the grocery store, Lance?
No. Well, I took a walk last night and severely misjudged my time. This is why I'm not allowed to go outside anymore.
What do you mean you severely misjudged your time? You were I'm going to go for a 5-minute walk, and then an hour later you were still out or something?
Well, I think I'm just not used to time management and the outdoors.
Yeah.
So I started walking, and then I was like, oh, I should probably start my show in 5 minutes. And I'm like, well, it looks like I'm not too far away. And then I was like, oh, I should have started my show 30 minutes ago. And then I got home. And so I started an hour late, long story short.
Did it affect the crowd? Did people come to depend on... Sometimes I wonder, I've had more than one person be like, why do you do this so early? And I was like, it's a happy hour. That's the point,
yeah.
Right? And they were like, well, more people could watch if it was at like 8 p.m. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not a happy hour. That's when you're getting drunk so you can fall asleep during this time of existential crisis.
Yeah. So I haven't been outside, but I just left the gym in San Andreas where I've been working out.
I was wondering when we were going to get back to this. I feel like the daily updates on progress from GTA has been meaningful. I've seen a lot of GTA ads since we've been talking about this, so apparently Facebook transcribes these conversations and it knows that you and I are interested in Grand Theft Auto.
Yes. Yeah, so I've I got 100% on Vice City, so I moved on to San Andreas.
Hell yeah. There's nothing else you could do on Vice City. You did it all.
I did everything.
Wouldn't it be great if after you died there was a progress bar that they showed you? Here's how much you could have done.
Yeah. That actually would be depressing. After playing Grand Theft Auto, I know that.
Well, the problem is nobody gives you any missions in real life. Like there aren't any. There's no list of like missions that you're supposed to do. You know.
Well, that's why the Chicago comedy scene is kind of fun like that, because there's actually a website where you can go to look at different missions that you can do.
No, there's what?
The Chicago Open Mic Comedy website.
I get what you're saying. Okay, comedyofchicago.com tells you exactly where you can go and what you should do. It's an open world. It's a sandbox video game that we're playing here. But a really bizarre one. You know, it's POV, it's first person, and if you shoot anyone, you go to jail. It's like GTA, except like you only get one play.
Yeah, I would love to do a POV mission. That would be fun.
I watch a lot of POV missions on Pornhub, actually. It's my favorite way to consume POV.
Did you see Trump pardoned spam callers? I don't know if you saw that.
What? What?
You actually believed it.
I did. I at this point, anything, literally, he could do. I put nothing past him. You know, I really think that I could read something where it'd be like Trump posthumously, pardons John Wilkes Booth or something. I would be like, what the fuck? And then there would be all of his Republican supporters would be like, well, he was fighting tyranny. Like, that's what he meant when he yelled it in the theater. I can't, you know what I mean? How are they going to spin it? It's almost like there's this great joke that Patton Oswalt has about George W. Bush and Dick Cheney and the Dukes of Hazzard, where he's like, what? It's almost like these two guys what are they going to do? Like, they're going to do some crazy shit, and then it's going to be like, what are they going to do? The Dukes of Hazzard, like, what are Bush and Cheney going to do to get out of this honey bucket? Like, just any of this shit. But I feel like it's the opposite now. It's like now Trump is the crazy person, and all of his followers are the ones who have to, like, do the mental gymnastics to like, how can I continue to like the strong man, even though he says grab him by the pussy? Like, the guy is, it's totally nuts. And here we are, caught in a never-ending episode of that show.
And you just scared away all of our Michigan viewers.
Yeah,
so
really did,
thanks
man.
a lot.
Yeah, my uncle probably hated that part of this. Oh man, I love that Brian just said shave your beard and don't like act like anything is different. Yeah, honestly, it's coming, Brian. Because this beard is it's untenable at this point. It can't be tenned. It's we've gone beyond 10 with this beard.
That beard's an 11.
This beard goes up to 11. Oh my gosh, man! I'm excited. I got to tell you this. I published another book on Amazon over the weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I'm stoked about it, man. The Stoic Sales Person. It's another book that's not about comedy. It's another thing that is not about comedy that I do, but this one's about stoicism and sales, and it was cool to try to merge the two. James Altucher, friend of the show and friend of mine, the guy who's the author, challenged me to write a book in 30 days, and I wrote this one back in January. And it takes a lot longer, turns out, to edit and format a book than it does to write one. And finally got it out. So it's on Amazon. You can check it out. Check out The Stoic Salesperson on Amazon. And order a print copy. Please. 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 Give it a 5-star rating.
Salesperson.
In fact, I'll put it in the notes for this. Why not? We'll go to Amazon.com and go to the Stoic Salesperson. And I'm excited for it. Hopefully it does, okay. I need to go push it out there. Found it. Found it on here. I'm going to go ahead and share this right now. Trying to make stuff happen. Trying to do something in the world. I would love to know what your Corona project is, besides just, beating GTA and doing this with me. And if you're listening, I'd love to hear what your Corona project is. Be fascinating to hear what all you guys are doing back in the homestead. Do you have your magnum opus is live, the 24-hour live stream. I don't know how you can beat that during this, the rest of this time.
Right. Yeah. So I guess I did that one about a week or two into the, and now we're 2 months in now.
Yeah. Well, we're, yeah, you peaked early. I don't know. I think maybe beating Vice City at 100% is a second peak easily.
Right.
I didn't do that.
So San Andreas is a much larger game. So that one's going to be tougher to get 100% on.
Difficult, man. My parents, my mother just said flipping a house, which is true. That's exactly what they're doing. They're flipping an old house in Michigan.
My aunt flipped her house. Well, actually, the tornado did.
But she spent years of disrepair before letting it do that.
That RV definitely wasn't in driving shape.
There needs to be an episode of House Flippers where that's just the case. It's a new segment for Hey Hobert. We should tell Hobert that when he comes on here. I got a great sketch for you. Sketch for you there, buddy. No, well, I'm excited because he's done something pretty cool, Hobert. He used the actual studio there's like a really nice like public access studio in Chicago that you and me, anybody can use it. And he went and used it and set up a whole show, shot sketches, and it's great. And when he started posting it on YouTube, I was like super impressed, and I was like, man, this is really, really good. Like, this is really good quality. It's really funny. Everything's well edited and well put together. And honest to goodness, it's better than stuff you'd see on TV. A lot of it. So the guy's honestly fantastic, and I kind of want to talk to him about that because it's I don't know how it's force of will. I don't know how long it took or anything. So I'm excited to hear more about that situation.
Yeah, that's cool.
It is pretty cool. I wonder if you can use it during the pandemic as long as you kind of continue to social distance or something. Who knows?
Yeah, I've heard good things about that show. I have not watched it yet, but I've heard good things.
Well, how can you can only hear good things about that show, buddy? That's the only thing there is. The only feedback there is for that show.
My project is to read your whole book. How big is your book?
Just under 100 pages. In fact, Amazon only lets you, if you submit, you have to submit if it's print on demand. So you have to submit a jacket cover for the book, and it has to, you have to design it yourself and you send it in, and that's what they print when someone orders the book, which is cool. It's cool that's the case. And I ended up sending in the print with the name of the book on the spine of the book. That's the only reason this is relevant. And they sent me a message where they literally said, "Hey, Brendon, your book is actually 2 pages too short to have the name of the book on the spine. We're not going to print it if it's at the length it currently is." I'm like, "Are you fucking serious, guys?" So I had to go back and edit that out and then send them another example. So it's just under 100 pages to answer your question. Is there a question I can't get on a soapbox and try to razzle dazzle with extra bits of completely meaningless information? Is there a single one? I don't know if there is.
No, that's interesting, Brendon.
I appreciate you placating me like that, Lancey.
Placate. I've never placated in my life.
Well, you can't placate in in Tennessee. It's actually illegal to placate in Tennessee.
Yeah. At least 200 foot from a school.
But did you know that the age to play? Yeah. The minimum age to placate in Kansas is only 14. Isn't that amazing? I'm excited. We're bringing Hobert on the show. I'm going to grab him right now and add him to this whole situation. Giving him a dial-up. Once again, we will see if the technology actually functions properly in here. It's always a crapshoot. It looks like he's joining.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, buddy? You got to turn your video on, I think.
I'm working.
There we go. Hey!
All right. Hey, what's up?
Oh my gosh, it's Brian Wilson just before he left the Beach Boys.
That's so much nicer than some of the other things I've gotten. At least he was a genius. I don't know.
You're talking to a Civil War general right here. So.
Oh man, I thought this was gonna be such a funny bit to start doing a quarantine beer day one, and now I lost track of days, and I'm really regretting this. I'm trying to stick with it like as long as we go, but like I've never had a beard, so this sucks. I hate this.
Are you into balms yet? Have you had balms? Have you played?
No. But I did touch it last night and realized that it felt like steel wool. So
it's like straw. Yeah,
it's really fucked up. I gotta start conditioning it or something. I'm being negligent. It's starting. I'm starting to feel the toll.
It's like I agree. It's like if I don't put something in it, it feels like straw. Have you started thinking and like touching it yet? Like, I wonder.
To the point where my chin hurts. By the end of like the work day, it's just like I feel it's like I'm giving myself like a rash or something. What a great way to introduce myself to your audience. Say, I'm the crazy guy with the beard. He touches it too much.
Well, I mean, they already like one of them.
You're right. This is the brand, I guess.
You're taking it. You're gonna co-opt them.
This is a show for men with dirty faces or very clean-cut men.
I know. This is exactly like Lancey's holding it down. I feel like I increasingly the lack of a haircut. See, here's the thing: your hair looks decent long. It looks like it knows what it's doing. If this gets any longer, it's literally just gonna. I look like I become a woman at the DMV. It goes straight down into the sides.
All right, yeah, that's a very vivid image. Yeah. So, what's up, guys?
Cheers, I love man. What are you drinking over there?
Back there.
This is a cocktail that I used to get often at the grocery store in my neighborhood, Mariano's, and it's bourbon and Aperol.
Whoa, buddy!
So I just recreate the experience of getting drunk in a grocery store.
That place is fantastic. Do you hang out at Mariano's much, Lance? I mean, you don't really get drunk much, Lance, but
no, I don't. I thought it's a grocery store, right? Not a bar.
There's a bar in that grocery store.
There's bars in the grocery store.
If you're cruising on a budget, the Lincoln Park Mariano's is the place to be.
It's the shopping carts have little cup holders on them. It's amazing.
You're gonna get home and be like, "How did I spend $350 on black truffles?"
It's so, like such a. Do I need this many chips?
I got 4 bags of chips and 1 of pork rinds? This makes no sense.
I don't even eat meat.
Are you a vegetarian?
Mostly. I'm a situational omnivore. I'm mostly vegetarian, but I have a steak on my birthday.
I feel like I'm a situational omnivore, which is that in every situation I try to eat some meat.
Nice, yeah. I don't know if you're also gonna. It also is because I'm poor.
That's like Seinfeld. That's what kind of omnivore he is. What is the deal with this meat?
I can't pass it up.
Do you eat it? Do you not eat it? I ate it.
I think a lot of that stuff has also flown out the window, especially like as the quarantine continues, and they're talking about like meat shortages and stuff like that. And I went to the grocery store and I was like, I have to visit the butcher counter. What if I never get to do this again? Like, I should buy like some bacon.
Yeah, I would like.
It's gonna be the last bacon I ever eat for the rest of my life.
I struck up a conversation before I evacuated New York back in late mid the Ides of March. Is when
you really should say Escape from New York for the fun movie.
Say that one more time. Sorry.
You should say Escape from New York.
Yeah,
like
Escape
the fun
from
Kurt
New
Russell.
York. I escaped from New York. That movie is amazing. Have you seen that movie, Lance?
No.
Oh my gosh, Escape
Strong
from New York. Yeah, starring Kirk. Kirk. God damn it! I almost said Kirk Douglas. Starring.
Kurt Russell.
Pardon me. What's his name?
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. Thank you. Yeah, fantastic. And the even better sequel, Escape from L.A.
I don't know if I agree with that, man, but it does have Steve Buscemi as a post-apocalyptic surfer, and that's kind of fucking cool. But
no. Steve Buscemi was a post-apocalyptic tour guide.
That's right.
Post-apocalyptic surfer,
which is the role that Ernest Borgnine fills basically in the first movie,
the original one.
Cabin. Yeah. You're not invited to participate in this conversation, Lance.
But I'm excited to describe this movie to you, though, Lance, because it's basically, here's the concept. I'm pretty sure it's like the year is 2006, and crime in New York has gotten so bad that they've just cut the island of Manhattan off. You just can't. It's just now it's a prison island, and all they do is send all the prisoners there. And somehow the president's plane gets like shot down above New York, and Kurt Russell, as the classic character Snake Plissken, has to go rescue. He's a bad enough dude to rescue the president.
And they give him a shot in his neck with like a poison dart that'll slowly dissolve. So if he doesn't rescue the president and get back to them, then he dies.
Yeah, and it was directed by none other than John Carpenter. It's a fantastic movie.
Honestly, just like pick a John Carpenter movie during this quarantine. It's good. I've watched like 3 already.
What's your favorite?
I have a lot of nostalgia tied to Big Trouble in Little China. Another Kurt Russell. Anyone that he made with Kurt Russell are really good.
Honestly, I think the greatest scary movie ever made is John Carpenter's The Thing. It's
spectacular. Oh, man, I can't believe that I've not watched yet, but I should. That is my favorite horror. For sure.
What?
I mean, I've seen it not during the quarantine. In the before four times.
In
I
the
watched
before,
it like
before times. In the before 4 times.
Yeah.
Before
I'm afraid that would fuck with me right now.
Yeah.
Like, I can't watch The Thing when I'm trapped in a house with a bunch of liquor.
Yeah. And you have roommates, I assume, right?
I live with my girlfriend, yeah, and she loves The Thing too. So I think we could both kind of just let our minds dissolve to that.
Like, did she become it?
Yeah, we're just dissecting our cat before the end of the night.
I saw it transform into something else.
Yeah, it twitched. It had the little tentacles. Oh, that was a tail? Shit!
That's the scariest moment in the whole movie, man. It's
that sucks.
I can't even... All right, I don't want to give it... Have you seen it, Lance? I don't want to give it away.
Mm-mm.
Oh, my God,
No.
dude. What? I wish...
I had to walk away from this with some homework, man.
I know. This is...
Yeah, I've got some shit to do.
It's a seriously good film. Sorry to cut you out of that whole conversation, buddy. I feel like I do that to Lance too often on this show.
I enjoy learning about things. But I never watched Escape from New York because I grew up in New York. It's too traumatic for me.
The city or just the state?
The state of mind. I grew up in a very New York state of mind.
Yeah. I think they have a song about that problem.
Hobert, hey, Hobert's great, man.
Thanks, man.
I'm glad you got it done before this whole thing went down, and it's been awesome to watch you share it. Like the amount of, I saw it and I was like, the amount of ambition that this dude had to get this all done. It's like watching the Chappelle Show, except you did it by yourself and with just a small handful of people, and you're white, so a major difference there. But
yeah. I mean that as we know in society always helps, unfortunately. Yeah, no, I mean the show would not be what it is without the people who helped make it. And I think the fucking wildest thing about when I tell people about the show, which is called Hello, It's Hobert, by the way.
oh, sorry, not Hey Hobert.
Oh,
Hello, it's Hobert.
Man, it
Is
doesn't
the
fucking
name of the
matter,
show.
man. A rose by any other name would still be searchable on Google. And I mean, this was actually not originally my idea. Like my and you might know these folks, but Tucker Millette and Will Stagg,
Yeah.
Two buddies of mine that I started doing stand up with when I moved to Chicago. We got drunk one night. We were watching. I love like tapes of old bad shows and television. And I had one of a public access station in a show that was on there, and we just really connected with the idea of public access in that moment.
Yeah.
And so Tucker and Will looked into it, and they were like, "We should do a show on there. Would you like to be part of this?" And then it just sort of evolved into the show. But I mean, yeah, it was like the product of like 8 people working really hard for 2 years.
Well, it's kind of it was 2 years. Like I could believe that it took that much time just based on like how clean and completed it is, honestly.
Well, it was like, I mean, we went like farm to table with this. So we started in
Soup to
February.
nuts.
Yeah, soup to nuts, for real. Yeah. I've never eaten a meal with nuts, by the way. I know that was an old-fashioned
I don't
thing.
understand what that phrase means. I mean, I get what it means, but where does it possibly come from?
It's an old dining. It used to be you'd start with soup, and then the dessert would be followed by like nuts.
That phrase has been in corporate America since for hundreds of years. Like,
I can't imagine something less appetizing than having like some
nuts at the end of dinner,
like a party mix at the end of a meal. But yeah, so we started off in February of 2018, and we got together a group of writers that wrote the show. And we were all the people that I previously named were also part of that writing staff. And once we completed the scripts, which was like summer of 2018, that's when we started filming in earnest with Can TV. And then by virtue of how hard that is, that took until summer of 2019.
Oh my God,
really?
It was that long?
Yeah.
I mean, you had, well, some of the people on the show, you had Sarab Faruzesh, who's kind of it's almost like it's the best. It was almost like you embraced the, like, we don't have a house band, and we don't have a house DJ, so we're going to get a guy with a phone and a speaker, and it's fucking hilarious.
We could never get Sarab to like act with like use the phone as the tool. So you'll see lots of time he starts a sound cue just by slapping the table as if there's a button there or something.
It's just a white table.
One of my favorite jokes there is just he hits a table.
So great. I have a bunch of sound effects on this broadcasting software that I've never used before, and I'm tempted to start using them just because of the fact that we're now talking about this. Isn't that right, DJ? You guys can't hear it, but that just went up.
Yeah.
It was very high.
It's just going out of the air, or
just for me. Dude. Well, you're so the project, now that it's done, it's like you got posted the whole thing and you're circulating it around. I'm curious what kind of feedback you've gotten, because not only did you shoot it in the situation, but you guys went out and on location, did a ton of on location stuff that's really funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of slowly building, you know. I mean, like, public access isn't like the most watched of things, and you know, I think people always have a little bit of a maybe inadvertent bias against like DIY stuff. But I mean, more people have watched it than typically watch me do stand-up shows.
I mean, like the Tim and Eric, it reminded me so much of like Tim and Eric style stuff, where it was like, this is just so. Like it's you guys embraced how like what it was, and it's kind of amazing because I was like I said to Lance earlier on this thing. There's so many things that I watch that I'm like I'm just a big fan of anybody who's producing anything, like who I'm connected with at all. And like you and I have never really talked or hung out in the comedy scene much, but I've been aware of you. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, this is fucking amazing. Like, and it looks so good. Man. Like it looks like it could be on Adult Swim, and it would fit right in with everything else that's on the.
We'd love to do a second season.
Looking at you, Adult Swim.
Well, look at you, literally anyone. But I hope that it connects with people, and I think one thing that I think has been kind of hard to convey, because it's always hard to convey this. It's like we made this for like the Chicago and for the comedians we knew and stuff. Like, and we would often talk about it in like it's like a yearbook of the people that we were doing shows with in that time period. Like, we tried to get everyone we could, people of all different disciplines, from improvisers to sketch writers, stand-ups to musicians, and like get them all in a room and record them on something that we could not legally make money off this project. And so it's purely just for Chicago to enjoy, and hopefully outside places too. And I always just wonder, like, if people just think it's like, oh, great, another fucking web series. It's like,
well, yeah, but it's a good one, and I feel like so you literally can't. I mean, there are a lot of web series that are not very good, and I've created a bunch of them. But but like, what? So you literally couldn't make any money doing it? Like, it's just this impossible. Even if people watch a ton of it on YouTube, you can't possibly.
I mean, no, you cannot monetize. Yeah.
Whoa.
So. Yeah, it's just, it's public access. It's supposed to be for the public. It's supposed to be a not-for-profit, So, I mean, we retain the rights to like our material. So, like, if we want to do a second season,
yeah.
But like, we can't put ads on the YouTube and stuff like that. I wouldn't want to do that anyway. It's public access.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be,
well, that's very sad because Lance and I make millions from this show.
Oh, please tell me how.
Legally obligated to not share that with any guests, unfortunately.
Well, I make a lot of money off my sponsors, really. It's not necessarily from the views that we're making money.
We got
it's
Louisiana iced tea.
I love that you had a unopened big box of those. Like, I feel like a lot of sun tea in your office.
It's a recurring character on this show.
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm and Dentine Ice.
You got Dentine
Ice. The good
I guess
down at Dentine Ice.
Where's your drug of choice? Where's your drug of choice, Lance?
Oh yes, Nature's Bounty Ginkgo biloba.
Oh, yeah. What is that? What does that do?
I'm not sure, but I've been taking a shit ton of it.
No beard yet. No beard yet.
Oh. Yeah, if that was the intention, it's not working.
Well, I am shaving I'm the control for you guys. So this is what people look like normally, and
so we got to be back here at the end of quarantine and see.
Yeah.
How fucked up I look.
All our guests are encouraged not to shave, except for me.
So we can remember what faces look like.
Oh my god, man! What have you been? Do you have a mask? Have you been going out in masks and stuff? Did you make your own? I feel like you and your girlfriend must be crafty people.
We are, and we made like a Mach 1 mask that served our purposes for like a couple weeks. But my mom is an inveterate sewer, so she sent me some for my birthday that happened during quarantine. So
nice.
I now have a much more mask made with real materials, not scraps from our
a more robust mask.
Robust. That's a great term for it.
I've been just tying a bandana around my face like a cholo, which it's been fun actually. It's amazing to walk around and be like, this is what all the gangbangers in my neighborhood felt like. Like it's powerful. You know?
I mean, they're going to pick a new accessory now. Like, gangs are really going to have to rethink it. It's lost. We see like a suburban mom rocking like a blood style red handkerchief. Like, it's just not. It's not cool. It's not tough anymore.
No, it's going to be the opposite now. Gangbangers start dressing all nice and not having masks on.
It's going to be tie clips.
Yeah. Did you see that dude? He's got a 3-button jacket and a tie clip on. Motherfucker must be murdering people out here.
You see that guy's cufflinks?
Did you see his cufflinks, man? They're tiny. They're 22 caliber bullets.
Oh, that's nice. I like it. Yeah, them having to pick a new accessory would be really fun.
The 22 caliber, the gentleman's bullet.
Yeah, if I could give them some advice, monocles maybe.
Oh my god, dude! I
I'm
really
pretty
hope
good.
gangbangers start using monocles.
No
There's
one's
nothing.
using monocles.
That's real conspicuous consumption. That is like, I don't need a monocle, but I'm gonna have a monocle.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it implies that you like have just like one eye is slightly out of focus, and you have enough money to do something about it.
You have top hats, monocles, top hats, and tie clips. Meanwhile, they're wearing they're wearing slacks made by Dickies.
Well, they are, they're indestructible.
Yo,
basically.
man, is that a workman's stovepipe hat? Yeah, dog, this shit's been scotch guarded as fuck.
I love the idea that like post quarantine, like the just all of fashion's been reversed.
We go back to the fashion of the Black Plague.
Oh yeah, I've seen people in those fucking bird masks.
The plague doctor mask, like with the beak. I feel like I'm amazed I haven't seen somebody wearing that out in public.
Oh, I have. It's not fun. It's like when you see someone like wearing like steampunk shit out, Like, I know you really like this, but it's just like, oh man.
Steampunk is the weirdest thing because it's an aesthetic movement that doesn't have it's not attached to anything. There wasn't like a movie or like a game or like a X that caused this to jump off. It just is like a whole genre of things that all kind of came together.
I mean, the closest thing that I can imagine that might have done it was Wild Wild West.
When you stroll into the...
Yeah.
When you roll into the...
Yeah, Wild Wild West, yeah. and then people went straight to the steampunk vibe. But also, but that movie wasn't a success. So you really wonder. It's like, what? When do people get really into...
Was it not a success? Did it lose money?
I mean, it sucks. It's not a very good movie.
Sure, it's no Escape from L.A., but...
Yeah. I will say it's better than Escape from L.A., but it is no Escape from New York.
Yeah, it's definitely no Escape from New York.
Wait, what movie are y'all talking about?
Wild Wild
No, what's Escape from L.A.?
Oh, that's the sequel to Escape from New York.
Oh my god, Lance. That was a great grave rub, dude. Pete Weishaupt, by the way, just said hello. We've got a handful of different people who keep tuning in, man. It's kind of exciting to get a small crew. I feel like you're gonna get, because of your show, you're gonna have a whole bunch of people who follow you to, whatever the next situation is, which will probably be. I feel like, I don't know you that well, but I feel like it's only a matter of time before you and a small crew of people end up at, Adult Swim or some equivalent, whatever that future kind of thing becomes.
That would be awesome.
You're a really creative guy. You came up, do you remember, I don't know if you remember this, I first learned about you when Brendon Gay did, Brendon Gay, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
He did that podcast years ago, Brendon Being Brendon, which then, anyway, he did Brendon Being Brendon, and what he would constantly ask people who their favorite comedians were, and you came out a lot at the end of those lists. People would be like, oh, Hobert's hilarious. Like, oh, yo, dog, Hobert Thompson, he's so funny. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy? No.
And now look, years later, here we are.
Here we are.
It's amazing, man.
He's got a great taste in movies.
We're connecting. I think the thing that I'm sure you guys have had this discussion as comics, but the thing that I just miss live stuff so much.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that has always been like my main squeeze has been doing live shows, and I really wonder, I want that back. I want that back so bad. That's all I want.
I wonder how it's gonna, or when or if it's gonna come back. I mean, if who's the guy? Roy Wood Jr. wrote that article in Vulture, and he was like, it probably isn't going to come back until the fall. There will be big time comics in very small clubs, and I think that's going to be true. It's going to be a year maybe before any of this stuff starts really blowing over. I don't know, man, and it's very weird because I do that too. I miss the live audience. I really miss having. There's something about being in front of people that actually it's not a good replacement. I've done a few Zoom shows. It's not the same thing, you know. Have
Yeah.
you done any? Have you done any Zoom shows during this whole thing?
I did. I did. I had a lot of fun. I was lucky enough. I did one with a guy named Winston Hodge. I don't know if you know Winston Hodges. I don't know if you know him. But it's comic in Virginia, and so I did it with a couple other Chicago comics, David Carter and Caitlin Tchaikovsky, and
Caitlin Tchaikovsky, yeah.
Yeah, we had a blast. It was really fun. But you're right. I mean, it was mostly fun because we were making each other laugh. But I just can't imagine doing a set right now. You know, like we were just kind of goofing. But like if I like broke into like jokes, I feel like it'd really kill the mood.
Yeah, it was exactly. Yeah. Well, that's normally what I'm used to. So.
Oh, come on.
I think I went through like 30 minutes of material in like 12 minutes on one of these things because I was like, it's just so weird because you don't hear anybody laughing. They mute everybody. And so like you'll see people laughing, but then you're like.
That's terrifying. That to see people silently laughing is somehow way more upsetting to me than even if they were like just sitting there silently booing. You know? It's like, am I doing well? Are you screaming? Are you in pain?
It's so weird. Yeah. And then I look down, they're not muted. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh God, what's wrong with them? Get me out of this Zoom call.
Is this one of the corona symptoms?
I can't wait to see a movie that utilizes Zoom in some way. It's coming. You know, right? What's going to be the first thing? It's going to be a horror movie or a comedy?
Yeah, it's going to have to. I mean, that's all they're going to come out in a few months. That's all that they're going to be releasing on these streaming platforms. It's going to be like it's a rom-com over Zoom. It's a thriller over Zoom.
I do a podcast where we do table reads of scripts, and it actually would be pretty funny if table reads read like via just like audio basically became like the main method of making TV.
It's just like the whole This is a period piece over Zoom. It takes taking place in the Napoleonic era. This complete Zoom production.
Right.
Yeah, Little Women, but on Zoom.
Oh man, what's the name of your podcast?
Well, I guess animated movies might take off because of this.
I think that's going to be a thing. I noticed they on the SNL one where they had the teenage middle-aged mutant, the middle-aged mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh.
And my favorite thing about it was noticing the variance in the voices. Like, because everyone just had to record at home, you could tell.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we're about to see a lot of, like, animated stuff where the voiceover quality does not match.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So you can tell that one person had to record on their cell phone.
It's been really strange lately to watch celebrities post shit on YouTube and to be
just like us.
Yeah, just like us. And you're like, oh, my God, it's the audio and video quality is horrible. Because they've never had to figure this out before. And
yeah, or like listen to like NPR or like podcasts and stuff now, and you like hear them recording at home. It's like, oh shit, you got like a Yeti mic at your house, don't you?
It's so weird because it's like it feels like in a bizarre way this could be some kind of great leveler because you're like, this is like anything that we're doing looks as good. Like right now, whether or not you dig the content, audience. This broadcast looks better than Some Good News by John Krasinski. Like, it just, the audio quality's better, the video's better, the production values are better.
And honestly, our beards are coming in better.
Yeah. Where's my Emily Blunt?
Yeah. I love that, I mean, one thing that I really like is that given left to their own devices and without the backing of studios or agents or all the other things that normally provide them with the ways to like the outlet for their creativity, celebrities just revert back to doing like posting the same cringy bullshit that we post all the time.
Oh yeah.
It's like normally I'm an action star, but I guess without a studio behind me, I'm gonna post a video of me eating a cookie and giving a review of it.
Yeah.
Like,
all right.
I'm going to barbecue and get a video of me throwing a match into a gasoline barbecue. You know, like the same. Yeah. Joey Diaz.
My daughter to say something funny.
Joey Diaz showed his balls, I guess, on a Zoom stand-up show and all that.
Don't steal my thing, Joey Diaz.
It's a Hobert original.
Hack.
If you look closely, you can see my balls in every episode of Hello, It's Hobert. That's not true. That's not true, Can't TV. Don't listen.
But what about Hey Hobert? No.
Oh, hey, Hobert, our
God
much
damn.
raunchier cousin. Yeah.
I feel like such an idiot for making that mistake. It's
Oh, it's all right. It's totally fine. I mean, hey, most people mispronounce my name, so
what do they say? Hobert?
Hobart.
Hobart.
Yeah, I got Hobart a lot because of the proximity of Hobart, Indiana.
What? To
I
confuse
know.
you with Indiana?
I mean, don't lump me in with Indiana at all, please. But yeah, I don't. It doesn't matter.
What did y'all just say? We're hemorrhaging viewers right now.
I'm not taking it back. I think Indiana's gross.
Indiana slaps, boy. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, we'll bounce out. This is where we disagree. We love John Carpenter movies, but
I hate
we have
Indiana.
different
No,
tastes in
sorry, I'm
states.
just kidding. No, I'm being ironic. I don't care for Indiana. My part of my family is from French Lick, Indiana, which is a real town.
That rules.
French Lick, Indiana.
God, that's even worse than that's worse than any euphemism for oral sex I can think of.
Yeah. Oh, you talk about French Lick?
Oh, ruined it. Food's dead.
I don't think I'm ever doing that again. There's a
There's
great
a town,
casino in French Lick.
A town in Arkansas called Bald Knob, Arkansas.
Oh,
I think that might be worse than French Lick.
There's a Climax, Michigan.
Is it really?
Yeah, just down I-96, buddy. Come down 196. Come to Climax.
It must suck to be like a teenager in those towns because you get tired of making fun of it.
Yeah, it has to be the same thing with Hell, Michigan. Like
yeah,
I know, right? I've been there. Not so bad.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, yeah,
fine town.
Yeah, that's a very easy PR campaign you could sell them. Hell, Michigan, it's not so bad.
Hell, Michigan. It ain't all it's cracked up to be.
It ain't hell. It's no French Lick, but it's nice.
Yeah, there's a casino in French Lick. It's funny, when you start working the road doing comedy, it takes you to some very unique places. Like, I don't think I would have ever gone to Park Falls, Wisconsin, if I wasn't going around telling jokes. And Park Falls is lovely. They've got one great restaurant and 0 other restaurants.
Oh man, the choices.
Do they have a coffee shop?
They I don't know if they have a coffee shop.
I bet that restaurant serves coffee.
They do. They have some coffee at that restaurant. And I said to the bartender at the restaurant, I was like, by the way, who is the only other person under the age of 50 that was there with me? I was like, what do young people in Park Falls do for fun? And she looks at me and she goes, smoke meth.
I don't think they do that for fun. I think maybe the first time they do it for fun. And the remaining times they do it because meth has taken over their brain.
The first time I do meth, shame on me. The second time I do meth,
shame on meth.
Shame on meth. I think I just came up with a name for my public access show.
Shame on meth? Oh,
shame on meth.
I bet there's a lot of shame on meth. Now I'm bummed.
Well, we're gonna hope maybe I wonder if the pandemic has cut down or increased the amount of meth consumption in America.
I can't imagine doing meth if I was like in my house and couldn't leave.
Sometimes meth is a good thing though, because I mean, like for instance, my high school biology teacher and we actually started selling meth because he came down with a rare form of cancer, and we made a pretty good living off of it while it lasted.
Did it work out? Was he okay in the end?
He got shot dead.
But while it lasted, it was some blue magic.
Spoiler alert, by the way. I just gave away.
If they haven't caught up by now, they've had like 2 months of quarantine. You can easily watch the entire series of Breaking Bad by now.
Yeah.
I was talking about Ally McBeal.
Wouldn't it be crazy if like 5 years later we all realized that Ally McBeal and Breaking Bad was just like the same show?
Same plot.
A reboot. They just got the guy from Malcolm in the Middle to play Ally McBeal's character.
Beat for beat. Yeah, like Oh man, it's like what the Coen brothers did with The Odyssey, except with Ally McBeal.
Bob
And
Odenkirk
meth.
played the dancing baby.
Where's she been, man? She's not been. I haven't seen her in the media at all. Callista Flockhart,
right?
She's married to what's his name?
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, Harrison Ford.
Harrison. Is that what you just said? Okay.
I had an ice cube in my mouth. That was my fault. That's bad. That's bad TV.
But it's great internet live stream.
Yeah, they would always have to do that like, before we took a shot in Can TV. Like they would have to get me to spit out whatever piece of whatever was in my mouth. Give it to me.
Yeah, well, I agree because I have about 16 pieces of dentine ice in my mouth right now. Please stop sending dentine ice to me. I can't quit chewing it. It's worse than meth.
It's worse than chewing those tea bags. Anyone's ever tried to like dip a tea bag? You know, like one of those little dip pouches?
I'm gonna on the next episode of this show now though.
Yeah, he's spitting out tea.
I got so much energy.
Oh, that's what Southern guys do. Instead of sipping the tea, it's you dip the tea.
Dipping.
Dipping the tea. It's Kermit the Frog stuffing a bunch of tea bags in its mouth.
Oh, I got some Earl Grey. Waking me up in the morning.
Like so, do a chamomile before I go to sleep.
Chaw, chamomile. Just grab, instead of a skull thing that they're slapping, it's like oh, it's that Tazo. That Tazo from Starbucks.
One of those little plastic things of Crystal Light mix in there. Oh, man.
Well, buddy, yeah, exactly. Hobert, where can people follow you? Where can people get after you, man?
I mean, we'll check out Hollitz Hobert. We have a website, hollitzhobert.com. We also have, we're on YouTube, which is my recommended way to watch the show. Also, we're on Thursdays at 8:30. So, like at night, like still broadcasting. We're broadcasting until the middle of July. Our show is running on repeat.
That's
so you can
awesome.
And then YouTube, if you just want to watch it on demand. And you can also find my podcast, Destined Day Jobs, which is a podcast about D&D, if you guys are fans of that.
I'm a huge D&D fan, actually.
Oh, yeah? Fuck yeah. We're going to talk about this. And then Please Make This, which is my screenwriting podcast. And those are on Spotify, iTunes, and everywhere else you might want to find them.
What's the name of your D&D podcast again?
Desks and Day Jobs.
Desks and Day Jobs. Awesome.
We play D&D, but we mapped all the rules into real life situations.
Oh, that's actually really funny. Yeah,
I love enjoyable. It's been enjoyable. I hope everyone enjoys it.
That's so much fun. I just found out. I don't know if I'm a big notebook and pen nerd, but Field Notes came out with Did you see that? The character journal.
Get sponsored by them. Get some free ones of those.
You should do that. Actually, they probably would do it. That's fun, man. I used to DM a lot. I grew up playing D&D and have done it since I was a kid. And so much fun. Lance, it's like imagine Vice City, except I'm the game.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to explore that map.
Yeah, I think you're more of a player, Lance. I get it. It's all right.
Well, Hobert, thanks for joining us, man. And I linked to the first episode of the show in the comments, so everybody can go check it out. Hello, it's Hobert, episode 1, dating, which blew me away. It was really good, man. And I'm just congrats on getting that done. It's a huge project. I know, how much work it must have been for you, and it's cool. I hope a lot of good things come from it, and I hope it gets seen and picked up by some people because it's really good and you're really funny.
I hope people watch it, and I appreciate that, man. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it.
It was a good ass time, buddy.
Hell yeah! That's all we can ask for. Is a good ass time.
All right, take it easy, Hobert. We'll see you.
Hey, have a good night, boys.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you, bud.
Bye.
Bye. I don't know how to.
That was so much. That was so much fun, man. Bloop. I'm gonna toss him out. There we go. Hobert Thompson. What a fun guy. What a positive dude.
Great and hilarious.
I haven't seen him on stage. I feel like I really need to go do that. I mean, I guess it'll be a while before anybody does anything. It's probably the worst time to discover a new comic that you want to see. Now that I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it.
I've seen him before, but it's been years since I've seen him. It might have been like an open mic at Patsy's or something.
Oh, goodness, man.
Maybe
Now
5 years
defunct
ago.
Patsy's. I ran by there the other day. I just was running down Lincoln and passed it, and I was like, man, what is it? I wonder what's going to go in. I mean, nothing's going in there now, but I almost feel like we almost owe it to that space to see if somebody can put comedy back in there.
Well, yeah. If actually that is maybe the best time to go out of business.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best time to say, okay, I'm not paying rent here anymore. Did he have the foresight?
I wonder if that guy was secret. Yeah, maybe he's a secret genius, and we couldn't see it. Our limited comedic perspectives could not see this man for what he really was.
Well, that's definitely possible that I think as comedians, we overlook a lot of things.
There are a lot of details that we just tend to.
Yeah. Not small details. We overlook large ones.
Big one. The big life details.
Yes.
We're more concerned with, like, why do they have a postal box on every corner? That seems a little ridiculous. Meanwhile, we're like, does it make sense to run a business before a giant pandemic? I don't know.
Some people say yes. Some people say no.
Some people say yes. Some people say no. There are really two answers to every question. There's your answer, and there's answers of others.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, man.
Have you? I think there's a 50% chance of anything happening. Anything happening is a 50% chance.
'cause
It either happens or it
doesn't happen. It's one of the two.
Right. Is that a real philosophy somewhere?
Probably.
Has somebody came up with that? Because I told that to somebody once, and I know I was like, surely somebody's thought of this philosophy before.
Really?
And I told it to my buddy who's an accountant.
Yeah. And he said, don't call me Shirley?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. That was I just watched a video about Leslie Nielsen, and now I got that joke on the brain.
Leslie Nielsen, she's fine.
Oh, that was good. She's highly rated with her Nielsen ratings.
She fine.
She fine. That bitch slaps, yo. Leslie Nielsen and his famous whoopee cushion. Well, buddy, we should probably wrap this here business up. But
wrap it up.
I feel like this is another good episode of the Madness Continues, the happiest hour. I haven't recorded a Madness Continues episode in like a month, so I don't know why I'm still doing that. Goodness.
This is the part of the show where I say, "What's the Madness Continues, Brendon?"
Oh man, well that's just my podcast. So I'm able to be Charlie, everybody get it on iTunes. If heaven exists, it's just me explaining things to people. That's
yeah.
Oh, well, what you don't know is that...
Well, I love it when you explain, because...
Well, you're a kind man, sir. You're a kind and patient man.
And in turn, I can tell you about sports.
I actually enjoy that. We should talk sports tomorrow. We'll do it. Why not?
Do it. I'm ready.
What?
I'll be signing copies of this Michael Jordan book. So, and I'll give you a little preview here. This is what's in this book. This is how big his hands are.
What? True to life. What? This is weird. I'm like, this looks like a scene from a movie.
This is page 1. You don't want to see the end of this book. And I'm not doing the comparison.
That's fine. I'll go to X videos and see you later. Tomorrow we got Oleg Denisov. He's joining us from Moscow. So
yeah, I'm excited about that.
He's a good dude. I need to message him again tonight about it. Make sure that we got it all set up. But Lancey
so
Joe,
sad that the Hobert part is over.
Yeah, man.
I can't. We're gonna have to have him back on sometime.
We should when he does season 2 because he's gonna do it. He's a talented fellow. But Lancey, I will listen to you later when you're on the Lancey Joe on Venmo show. You're just out here grinding it, man. You got so many things going on.
Yep. I got missions to do and live casting at 8ish tonight, depending on if I get lost or not on my walk.
Well, peace, buddy. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow if I don't talk to you later.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, buddy.